What's going on, gamers? I am DBMgamer, and today I'm going to tear down the revealer stream from yesterday. Now what's that? You missed it? Well, I'm going to show you what they showed and a little bit more. But before I can do that, I have to give some shoutouts to some awesome members of my community. I want to give a shout out to Coffee Ninja, Ultra Spartan, Kirill G the Mad Russian, Van Dodger, Steve Coons, Cam Neely, and Doom for Zombies and Mason Penman for also following me on Twitter. So the focus for the day was the Taken King strike, the Shield Brothers, and during the stream they showed a few extra goodies that I got for you guys, so you might like them. Now first, here is the full map of the Dreadnought. Now you can see the strike they were about to run, as well as the other strike, the Sunless Cell, on the far right. Now the exciting thing to me is the raid icon in the middle. Secondly, during the strike we got to see this picked up. It's a Skyburner's command beacon. Now what this for is not being said just yet. Now they showed off what kind of loadout each planned to run and the new subclasses, and sword hype, yeah, but I thought the purple and gray ghosts looked kinda cool. Now Mr. Fruit got to show off the first artifact, the Radagast Blade. Now the point of the artifact slot is to find a new way to generate orbs for your fire team. You can't equip them until you become a level 40. A cool piece of lore is also here saying that as long as the blade was whole, the Iron Banner couldn't be broken. But it's just the tip of the blade, and it's broken. So the artifacts will help to tell the story of Destiny as well. Now the other artifacts were the Tetuan Bangle and the Neural Bezor. That's a little hard to pronounce. They also showed off the skill trees of each of the new subclasses. Now I always like the skill tree on the Sunbreaker, and you can see some interesting build opportunities. This particular setup made use of the Sunspot skill, but with a change on the melee option, using the Thermal Vent melee option would probably be my pick to get the most out of the build, but that's just one way to go. For the Night Stalker, we got to see the full selection of goodies, including the one everyone in PvP is fiending for, the Quiver ability. That's the one that allows you to shoot 3 shots. But as said, this was actually designed to be a support class, so most of the grenades are AoE style grenades. Now among them is a favorite of mine, the old Warlock Vortex Nade. Love that thing. The melee is also where the Night Stalker gets something pretty unique, its smoke ability. Now the smoke can do more damage, but the fun one is pure Batman. Vanish the smoke will allow you and your teammates who are near go invisible. Now for the PvE, that is awesome. And even though it's an option, Shade Step is another unique ability, that's something that feels mandatory. Now onto the class that I'm most looking forward to, the Stormcaller. The movement ability of each class has nothing really new, with the exception of the Stormcaller, because it doesn't even have Blink until you pull your super. Ionic Blink is calling my name, yeah. We also got to see the Amplitude perk, which might be interesting in PvP. It gives you an extra long melee, but we don't know how useful this will be until we get our hands on it. Now Pulse Wave is also pretty cool, and it gives you and your teammates a boost of speed when you get hurt. Use it with Focus Burst for some serious jump speed. Now for the final perk that I'm looking forward to is the Electrostatic Mine. It works off you staying close to your teammates, and that really helps add up the damage to enemies. Now another really cool perk is Perpetual Charge. Now I've built this on a Voidwalker before with armor perks, so having it built in just as an option will be pretty cool to me. So the biggest complaint that I heard was that the strike was just a little too quick. Well, the default is it's a level 36 strike, and they went in with all level 40s. Now this is probably an oversight from the last PoE reveal where they went in with equal levels and had a tough time doing it. Well, they didn't make that mistake this go around. The strike opens simply enough with an entry room to some of the Taken and some of the Cabal. Now the nice thing here is there are areas that will have alternating environmental hazards and enemies. Add in some extra dialogue and you have Bungie's formula for how they're going to add a little bit of variety to these new strikes. Now at this point you'll encounter a tank in space. Space tank? Yeah. This is really similar to the mini boss fight that's in the Valista RX strike, except you have to fight off foot soldiers to boot. Now immediately after the encounter, the Taken want a piece of you too. Interesting thing here is that the same rules apply to the Phalanx. Pop them in the knees to make them drop their shields. So Fruit finally gets a heavy ammo pack, and we get to see the ammo counter light up on that sword. Now it's just a matter of time now. Now in all of the strike, I noticed how good of a job the Night Stalker did at generating orbs just for landing the tether shots. That was pretty impressive. Now I really dug the look of the interior of the Dreadnought. The narthex where the final boss fight happens looked pretty cool. It's a circular room that keeps the fight active. And then Valis Ma'al appears, or as everyone will call him, the Red Guy. Mauling is the tactic here because he'll just rush you until you get his hit points low enough and then he'll leave. At that point, his bro appears. Now look, the blue guy is coming, Valis de la Urne. The fight with him is pretty straightforward, just dodge the big gun and shoot back. While you're fighting both of them, there are plenty of ads that appear just like on the other strikes to keep your ammo full. And then a sword appeared. Now it seems like this thing chews up ammo because it didn't get used much. Now I'm wondering if that's because he held a block, and I'm wondering if the block is what actually chews up the ammo. Now once both bosses are attacking at the same time, movement will be important. No more sticking to the back of the room, especially when this is a nightfall. Once you get to kill one boss, the other one will simply pick up his abilities. This could make for a little more variety in the strike also. Now another interesting thing that I noticed was the stacks of active abilities. 4 power-ups running at once is cool to me. Well guys, if you like this type of content, just hit the like button, or leave a comment, or if you just want to see some more, hit that subscribe button. But as always guys, have a good night.